Hey everybody, it's me, Weird Guy in the Van, talking to you about tabletop games. Um, Today we are in my van. I'm working on it, as you can see. And so I have a lot of junk everywhere. It's not at the best spot to record, but I just wanted to make this video, so I'm gonna give it a try. But yeah, today we are gonna be talking about why level 20 does not suck, how to have fun at level 20. This video was inspired by an XP to level 3 video where I think the guy's name is Jason, something with a J. We'll just call him Jay. Talks about why level 20 sucks for him, why it sucks to DM. And he says basically it's because there's no challenge that you can really give the players that they can't overcome. And I think that is partially true. There are, if you think about challenge in a typical like static sense, the way you might think of challenge, from level 1 to 10, yeah, just throwing a monster in front of a party of magical item wielding, powerful players, yeah, they're probably going to stomp whatever you put in front of them. And so for me, I think that there's a better way to play. And so here it is. I think that way is more like you play D&D more like a strategy game, and that has a couple of facets to it. The first being like wargaming. Your characters at level 20, I would imagine, have their own keeps. They are, the heralds of some god. They have tons of resources available to them, and that being, their magical items. I'm sure they have just a closet full of those, and they don't touch them anymore. They have their money, tons of gold and material wealth. Again, keeps, mansions, thralls, and um, communities that they might control, things like that. And so you want to pose a threat to them that forces them to use those materials. And it's not too hard, I think, to pose a proper threat. Just create another level 20 character, understand their abilities, give them more abilities than the actual player or players, and then have the players come into conflict with this new character. Make it so they can't directly get to this new character. Maybe they are some kind of, maybe it's a force of nature that they are battling against and they can't stop it. Maybe it is another level 20 character or another group of level 20 characters or a beholder. It doesn't have to be something with tons of hit points. It's not about the hit points, it's about the resource management and how you can force the players to use those resources. And yeah, you want to pose something that causes them to not answer, not create a solution that's based in violence necessarily, or direct conflict between them and that force. Play it like a war game. Also, you can kind of circumvent the problem of playing at level 20 by having them create new characters. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of people are like, wow, so intelligent, everything you said, sarcastically, yeah. No, but if you're playing it like a war game, there's nothing that says your character, your level 20 wizard, can't hire other adventurers to do their bidding. Maybe you want to expand your territory. Maybe there is a base that you need to attack, and your character's so busy managing all these other things, they need other people to help them. And so now you can just create a level 5, adventurer. And you can control that character and give them their own backstory. Your players can control that character, give them their own backstory. It's like rebooting the game, but this character is now connected to your level 20. And as it becomes appropriate, you can have the character or the player switch between characters. And so that's another way to kind of circumvent the whole level 20 power problem. Is wargaming and kind of multiple characters and setting. I mean, you can have the scenario, a war scenario, become so huge that the players never really are going to finish it. or it's going to be a year or 2 years before they really resolve it. And Matt Colville actually has a pretty good video, and he talks about downtime. And just to give you a brief overview of the video, he talks about in between sessions and during downtime, they would text their DM or use Discord or something like that, and to make rolls, and the characters would be apart, but they are still adventuring and progressing themselves, even though they're not sitting down at a table together playing D&D. So when they do come back together, they actually have changed and grown, and there's more to the story now. So and so has this problem, and they need the party to come along and help. So that is another way. I mean, that's kind of the avenue I would take personally if I was going to run a level 20 campaign. Is I would have it as a war game, and I would play it kind of like, not always at the table. For the big moments, sure, but for the little intricate kind of more tedious moments where you are just looking at the battlefield and moving your pieces, you don't necessarily have to be at the table. And if you want to be at the table, you can play as a group of adventurers who have been hired by a much more powerful group of adventurers in a larger conflict. I mean, that's what a typical D&D game is just a group of adventurers, a fish. No, a group of adventurers in a much larger conflict. But typically your adventurers are like at the center of it. But now your adventurers aren't. And I think that kind of plays into a more realistic living world idea, is that you can have multiple intricate, very detailed characters that live in the same world, and that's not apparent to the DM only. Now it's more apparent to the players, because now they're making the characters. They are building the units and designing a major part of the world, a force in the world. And that's how you might make level 20 fun to play. So thanks for watching this video. I've done a bunch of takes on it, and I've rambled in all of them, and so this time I tried to be a little more concise. If you like D&D content, I will be trying to make more, hopefully not on my phone, but I need to learn how to edit is the thing. So that would help along with making these videos better. If you like van life, anything like that, I will be doing that. Like I said, working on a van, I have a bunch of crap on my dashboard. And so, yeah, if you like either of those things, like and subscribe, and maybe share the video with your friends. So this has been Terrence from The Dungeoneer is the name of the van, signing out. Bye.